Sir, I share the YouTube link to your WhatsApp and also GoTeam.
Yeah, sure.
You can share it to your friends also. Okay.
No problem. So let me do that later.
Okay, okay, no problem. Let us start the session now.
Yeah, yes. Okay, so you are going to give some introduction, or I should start?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Now our colleagues.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir. Namaste.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Satish. I want to introduce the speaker for the day 2, third session. Subbaya Ranganathan, shortly SR Nathan, is going to give talk on lean tools in manufacturing industries. Sir has did ME in electrical and electronics engineering and MS in quality management. He has experience of 34 years in both industrial and second and third party auditing. He has served manufacturing industries like related to 50 types of auto components, tool room, sheet metal components, plastic components, automotive OEM, and 250 type chemical products. And also number of second and third party audits performed more than 1,100 types of organizations. The standard qualified of ISO 9001 starting with to ISO 200001 and also MDD 9342 EEC and Schedule D and Q for the Saudi Aramco contractor assessment. Now, principal auditor in IRCA. Sir has shared his full CV. Just would like to read the professional summary in his CV. A qualified and experienced in QHSC professional with excellent technical and communication skills demonstrated by over 34 years of experience in automotive, chemical, industrial management and auditing in the manufacturing and service sectors. Meticulous integrated management system, skills, knowledge with a track record of improving quality, health, safety, and environment performance in various industries. Highly motivated and self-learner, willing to be involved in challenging job environment for a foreign or a multinational company in order to broaden the professional skills and assets. Extensive experience is a valuable asset in a position that can be utilized in critical problem analysis and operations management, strategic planning, staff development, leadership development, product development, budget planning, engineering, and change management. He has served some of the employment summary like Azure Management Consultancy UAE, and presently is Director QHSE and IRCA Principal Auditor from July 2021 to till now. And major task is providing management and system consultancy training towards third-party certifications in various system standards, and is performing freelance second and third-party audits for various certification bodies, performing freelance trainings on behalf of certification bodies. It's my great pleasure to read out some of his professional summary and employment summary of the speaker of the session, shortly named as SR Nathan, sir. Welcome you, sir, in behalf of Rajarashri College of Engineering, on behalf of ACT, ATAL, FDP. I welcome you for this session, sir. Please over
Thank
to
you.
Sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. In fact, it's really a great honor for me to, be in front of all of the professionals like you. The teaching professionals mostly, I believe. So the technical people also must be there. The who are practicing in the field also must be there with you in this particular session. So I'm really glad, and honestly, I'll be whatever I'll be sharing actually, purely based on the common sense oriented points. Of course, technical linked. The complete technical links are based on the common sense issues. There's no doubt. People like you will be appreciating that. And of course, you had mentioned my experience connected to the industry, the present service which I'm doing right now. Almost in 10 organizations I served. Actually, first I was technical manager for Roots Industries in Coimbatore. Then I was divisional manager quality in NTTF Bangalore. Then I was the GM quality for Autopol Jaipur. Then I was supplier quality head for Force Motors, that is Mohan Truck project. And I was AGM quality plus project manager for Mahindra Renault cars. So that was 2005, I think. Then I was business unit head for Bajaj Auto Group companies, actually, wherein I was responsible for the entire operations, including finance. So that is actually Aurangabad Electricals Limited, they call, as a part of Bajaj Auto Group. Then I was with certification bodies like DNB, Norway, and Pune chapter. Then I was in Bureau Veritas, Saudi Arabia. Then subsequently, finally, before coming for my own consultancy, I was heading the group QHSE as a group QHSE director, plus board member for the group called Saad Raddad Group in Saudi Arabia, wherein there are about 30,000 employees in that group. So this is what the message actually. So the message which I'm trying to indicate clearly is actually the examples which I'm going to quote in this presentation purely will be from the experience which I gathered, especially the audits which I did in many organizations. Around 1,100 audits I've done with respect to quality, environment, safety, medical device, medical directive, assert, energy, then your oil and gas. I'm an approved auditor, as my friend was saying. I'm an approved auditor for Aramco, Saudi Aramco. You people must be knowing that I'm a approved auditor for their contractors assessment related to safety and quality. So this is what the message. So let us go into the presentation part of it. So this is was explained already. So I don't want to go towards that again. So I'll put myself in the mute, the video. I'll stop video off so that the discussion can take place effectively. So with respect to the presentation part of it, so I just gave some brief about 4.0 revolution. Because many of the people in the presentation will be covering on this particular topic in detail, I believe. So I'll not be discussing much on that, but I'll be just giving an overview on that. So this is that overview. Industry 1, of course, it was 18th century. It was started in the 18th century. That was yearly exactly in the year 1770s. With respect to the mechanization was introduced with the water and steam power as a main source of power. And subsequently 2.0, the electricity came in, plus mass production came in, then your assembly line concept came in, of course. So this was during 19th century, that is 1870 period. Then your third revolution, it was purely electronics and computer based automation. So this is actually this was revolution. This revolution was there started during 1970. Of course, that is 20th century. Then we are presently in fourth industry 4. I think people will have a clarity on that. We will be using all the technology which are already available, especially the controls, automated controls by cyber physical systems. So this is what the ultimate thing. Of course, the exposure connected to the 4.0 also I have done in one industry. So that is happening. And subsequently, the 2000, this is what the message which I want to say. I'm going to share one video clip connected to this industry 4, which will give some sort of oversight to you.
What is Industry 4.0? Industry 4.0 is one of the big buzzwords that is flying around at the moment. And it basically refers to the fourth industrial revolution, where we've seen transformative technologies that have changed industry. At the moment, this fourth industrial revolution sees smart factories with connected machines and intelligent robots. But how do we get there? The first industrial revolution basically started in the 1770s, where we moved from hand to machine, from farms to the first factories using steam and water power. Then 100 years later, electricity arrived, the next industrial revolution. So this gave us automation, it gave us assembly lines. So this was the real start of factories as we know them today. Another 100 years later, we have the computer arrived around 1970. We now have computers that would allow us to automate some of the blue collar work in factories. We have electronics in them. And this latest industrial revolution, which has just started, which we refer to as Industry 4.0, is now not looking at these individual computerized machines, but this whole network of them. They're all talking to each other. We have intelligent factories. And some of the underlying technologies of this new industrial revolution is the Internet of Things. We have smart machines that have sensors in them that are connected to networks and talk to each other, so they can diagnose their own problems and alert someone that something is going wrong within the machines. We have big data, so all of these machines generating huge volumes of data that we can now use and analyze. And we can use things like artificial intelligence and machine learning to make sense out of this data. So we get things like predictive maintenance, where a machine or an assembly line will tell us that it might be going to break down in the next day or so. So we need to fix things before they actually ever happen. We now have interconnected supply chains where ships are talking to warehouses, they're talking to trucks. It also enables us to have more intelligent robots and autonomous things like vehicle and drones. So this means that we now have ships arriving, the containers can be tracked, the warehouse can be ready even if there's a delay. We can now ship things automatically using delivery robots. Where I live in Milton Keynes, we now have Starship robots delivering our shopping. They even deliver the fish and chips from our local fish and chip shops. So they're completely autonomously driving robots that come to our house and deliver things. So this is Industry 4.0, this new world of smart connected machines and intelligent robots that, and we basically, what this basically means is that this new industrial revolution means we need to rethink our businesses. We need to take the third industrial revolution to this new brave world of Industry 4.0, and we need to develop our skills, and we need to figure out what the role is that people will play in all of this. So we're now talking about cobots. So we co-share our working environment with intelligent robots. So we need to make sure that we find a new place for all of us. And this is what I help companies do, is I help them prepare for this new fourth industrial revolution, help them shape their business processes, their business skills, so they can leverage all of these new technologies. And like every previous industrial revolution, the organizations that don't prepare for this will very quickly be left behind. If you are a company that makes typewriters, you will be superseded by someone that makes computers. And in the same way, anyone that doesn't leverage all of this technology will not be as efficient, as effective. They will not deliver smart solutions to their customers, and therefore will be left behind. If you would like to learn more, head to my website at what is.
Yeah, so I hope this must have given some sort of overview connected to the industrial revolution 1, 2, 3, 4. So let us go for the main subject which we have planned to discuss. So lean manufacturing, practices, it is available mostly in the automotive industries, as well as even chemical industries also, especially. The lean manufacturing, it's nothing but actually lean production or just-in-time manufacturing. This lean production, lean manufacturing mechanism, it is going to reduce the response time to the customers as well as your suppliers. Suppliers and customer pull will be responded by the organization as well as suppliers very nicely, adequately, effectively. So here, actually, I gave some sort of indication with respect to traditional mechanism versus lean manufacturing. With respect to the employee part of it, if you see that actually, the individual piece of work in case of your traditional way, here actually, teamwork happening as a cells. Of course, we are going to discuss in detail when we are going to discuss about different elements, different tools of lean manufacturing. We are going to discuss on how the cell function is going to take place. We are going to discuss honestly. And with respect to the quality part of it, actually, the defect identification and defective location is a part of the practice traditionally. The lean mechanism will help you in preventing the failures, actually. In other words, actually, the quality control previously was the effective one. Now, actually, quality management or quality assurance, of course, quality assurance also it is part of quality management. Now the quality management is active. from 2000 onwards actually. So to quality assurance was available at the 1994 period as a management system also effectively. Then with respect to the maintenance part of it, previously, it was a breakdown maintenance oriented thing. Actually, whenever there's a breakdown, so we go there, attend the breakdown, rectify the machine, then we allow the machine to continue to yield the result, by spoiling the time. That was a situation as a traditional mechanism. So the proactive mechanism presently is actually, your proactive maintenance. That means actually, you are going to detect you're going to install the sensors in the mechanism in the machines to find out the noise, temperature, those kind of things, and you take action before the failure happens. Actually, even the what do you call, your graphical mechanisms will be active, made available with the maintenance people. Those people will sense it before the machine breakdowns. They will decide a time frame. They will go there, complete the maintenance aspect without allowing the machine to break, or in other words, I can say the ensuring the availability of the equipment nicely. Whenever the user wants to have the equipment, it will be available. Actually, that's a present practice as a part of your lean mechanism. So then next one is actually push batch, that is production aspect. Actually, the push batch and your pull mechanism right now. Push batch means actually, you will be making the product, you'll be keeping it ready, and supply. Then you'll be trying to go and sell the product to the customer. According to since you have made it, you'll be keen in selling the product in the market. That is your push. You will be pushing it actually. Whereas the present mechanism, lean mechanism, actually, you will be pulling. The customer will be pulling you. In turn, you will be pulling your supplier in such a way that actually there is no extra production, no breakage, unless you equip yourself, to meet your customer requirement. Customer is not going to be with you. Similarly, unless your requirements are fulfilled by your suppliers, so you will not be with your supplier actually. So that is the present mechanism at the moment actually. So the next one is actually with respect to the process. The combustion process actually previously, especially the what do you call, your cell mechanisms and all now came recently. Previous situation was batch. You'll be making a batch, and you'll not be keeping the line in the organized way. In fact, that I used to get experience actually I'm talking about 1986, 87, 90, I can say up to 90s. Though even when I was with my first company, actually, it was batch production. Actually, though it is automotive products, so batch mechanism was on, and subsequently your single police flow, all those concepts were introduced. Actually, I can say 1994 in my first organization itself. So the first the lead, what do you call, your traditional mechanism is actually a little cumbersome, and your lean mechanism, is a streamlined, simple and streamlined. You will be able to understand the concept when we are talking about the concept connected to this in future. I mean, subsequently. I hope this is giving a clarity overview. We'll go for the next one. See, the entire lean concepts actually are based on these 5 principles. So the first one actually, you are going to understand the customer perspective clearly, both the product and services. So you're going to understand and you're going to deliver the results according to the expectation of the customer. That's what the first principle which you need to intend to, you need to aim for when when you want to sustain in the business effectively. So this is taken care in the lean. Second one is actually identify the value stream of products and services. Remove the non-valued waste along the value stream. Complete value stream of the organization. You are identifying which are all the things is yielding according to the customer need, and which are the things not being paid by the customer. Wherever the customer is not paying, it is not really adding any value to the organization actually. So you need to make a value stream mapping. Based on the value stream mapping, you need to find out which are the things are not yielding the result, and you need to eliminate those things so that you are comfortable as a business. So this is your second principle. This also lean tools are aiming for. Next is actually with respect to no interruption. You should not have any interruption in the value stream. If there is any commitment from the customer side, the demand from the customer side, you must be able to fulfill those demands without any interruption. If they say 15th of November, I need this much quantity, you must ensure that before 15th of November, you are delivering the material actually. and that too just in time. Whatever time frame he mentions or mutually agree with the customer, you need to ensure that you deliver the product to the customer actually. If you don't do that, you are not there in the business. You will not be entertained. Obviously you'll be the customer will try to compare himself, compare the people who are already available in the market. Whoever is giving the product to him timely, without any error, without any failure, they'll be interested in living with them. Whoever is not giving the product timely, without any breakage, without any failure, obviously you're not going to find a place. So in this scenario, obviously lean will drive you in achieving that. Then of course, which I mentioned also, pull from the customer. You're going to authorize the production and the production services based on the pull from the customer actually. Whatever customer mutually agreed with you, you are going to drive your arrangement, your organization, as well as your suppliers in such a way that you fulfill the full from the customer. This is what the main intention really. Then removing the waste, wherever the wastes are available. Of course, we are going to discuss about that in our presentation. We are going to talk about 8 wastes and all. We're going to discuss. So the thing is actually, these 5 principles are required to be fulfilled by using various tools and techniques. So I selected some 16, 17 tools since the time availability is short. So I selected some 16, 17 tools. It's not that actually only 16, 17 tools are required to be used. You can use many, many more. So whichever is uncovered, of course, it required to be understood by you to fulfill, used by you to fulfill this 5 requirements. I hope the explanation is clear. Of course, whenever you have any points, you can note down. I'm going to give some time frame at the end. So that time, of course, we can discuss the points which are not clear for you, or some more explanations are required. Those kind of points, kindly note down and discuss that time in detail. Right. So these tools I'm going to discuss actually. So we're starting from Kaizen, your single piece flow, just in time, POCO, PDCA, then 8 ways, then your 6 classes, then your smart goals, talk time, your bottleneck analysis, Gemba, OEE, cellular manufacturing, your TQM, VSM, SMED, 5S, visual management. So these tools I've selected for the explanation. Of course, wherever explanation, whatever explanation I'm going to give, as I said already, is going to be purely based on the practical cases practically happened in my scenario, in my 34 years period. So which will be useful if whenever you have depth, whenever you need any depth explanation or understanding on those things, of course we can provide that without any problem. Right. So the first one, any organization actually this 5S is the main element, main concept the organization will try to implement. It is nothing but actually cleaning the home, or making yourself to take bath before you start doing any task correctly. So this concept actually is again, people like you, the experts like you, must have understood in the theoretical way. So the practical way of concepts, it was implemented. It's being implemented in the organizations. See, if you see here the graph, the photograph which I mentioned here, actually, it is talking about the layout of the organization. In the layout of the organization, the area separation or the ownership declaration actually. Say for example, plastic will be owned by one gentleman in ensuring the 5S. Stores will be owned by one gentleman for ensuring the 5S, means the leader. Of course, the team who is working in that area will be supporting in ensuring the 5S concepts are implemented effectively. So this is one of the tasks. Of course, I'm going to give you some examples how it is done in the organization actually. If you see here, this is I'm having some problem. 1 second. Yeah.
That's audible, sir.
Yeah. So I was not able to open that. See, if you are able to see here.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah. So I hope you're able to see now.
Yes,
See,
sir.
yeah. Here, the organization will frame the targets, how much you want to achieve in terms of 5S. If you see here, this was targeted actually, uh, in uh, in the lab and cabins, actually they want to achieve 100% of the 5S rating. See, the people who are connected to that, who are responsible, are declared here as a primary people who are who are supposed to act on that. That is actually QCC manager, QCC director, QC manager, and QC and QC lab and HSC officer are responsible in ensuring this 5S rating 100% as per the target. And here, if you see here, November month they achieved 100%. December also they achieved 100% actually. So how it is calculated, I'll just try to give you some explanation that. See, this is your checklist for your 5S rating. I don't know whether it is visible clearly or not. Of course, the soft copies have been shared already to Mr. Dr. Ramakrishnan. So he will be able to provide whenever you want. See, if
Yes,
you
sir.
see here, this 5S, first one is your SAIRI, sort out and discard unnecessary. So here there are set of questionnaires available, 5-6 questions available. These 5-6 questions are suitable for entire organization actually. In the sense, according to the area, you need to change your, controls. For example, are the items including chemicals scattered in the workstation is declared for as a standard one. When you go for in shop floor, in the shop floor actually, whichever the including chemicals, you will not be keeping this including chemicals. You will be trying to find out which are all the items being is found in the scattered condition in the workstation. So in the shop floor, even if you go for office, in the office area, which are all the items being scattered around, you need to consider that and you need to put the rating active here. So the rating, if you see, the first one is talking about the self rating, and the second one is talking about the counter rating active by the management appointee. So this self rating active will be done by the concerned process owner, and the counter rating will be done by the appointee appointed by the management to ensure that there is no error in the rating mechanism. See, like this actually, if you see here, this is your first S and your site and your second S, and this is your third S, your SISO, then you have your Saikitso, then your Sutsuki, you have your Sutsuki. So these 5 SS contents actually, it's a very big subject, and it's a really useful subject for any industry. If you don't practice this, without practicing it effectively, if you start doing any task, you will end up in a problem actually. You will not have you will not have a clear clarity. As I said in the beginning, unless you take bath, if you start doing some task, it will not be neat and clean. You will be, it will not be acceptable. Everyone, it's a common sense point of it actually. So first is the 1S, 2S is a basic one. First we need to do. Then slowly you need to go for 3S and you need to go for 4S and 5S. And once you ensure that the stability in the organization effectively, you will be able to enjoy the task. See, if you see here in this as a percentage, actually you have got about 90.67% also. And if you see another one, I can show you another slide. This will talk about the gaps, whatever absorbed with respect to your rating mechanism. See, if you see here, this is called as your monitoring we call. See, what was the condition before in the table workstation? This was taken in the chemical organization where I was director for quality and environment safety. This is the condition actually in the table, which was not acceptable. So this is supposed to be, they should take the corrective action in such a way that it is maintained always like this in this condition. Of course, when you start using it, you should use it. Then subsequently you need to ensure that actually you're not allowing the things in the scattered condition actually. So if you see here another example, here it is actually again the chemical storage of different items, different type of chemicals. So here actually it's supposed to be maintained like this. Only the items, only the chemicals which are in need of the day, which are required to be used now, are required to be kept here actually. So this is an example, what do you call, a clear example. The message which I'm trying to say is actually the 5S ownership. So this is actually with respect to this particular photographs which were shown are connected to your R&D laboratory, right? Same way you will have for the quality laboratory, you will have for many, whatever laboratories available, you will have the mechanism. So I will just wanted to show you one more. Oh my God. Okay. It is not there. Anyway, so I was thinking that actually how many processes are available in an organization to demonstrate. Of course, that is that is not available as a part of a slide. You can see here, it is declared here actually. You can see this is for one plant. This is for one plant. Actually, the organization where I served actually, that was containing about 9 plant and 170 projects, almost 30,000 employees actually. That was in Saudi Arabia. So this 5S concepts actually now, this is what I can give you now. So you can note down the questions, anything available when we are interacting at the end. Of course, we are going to discuss in detail also, if whenever we time permits. In case if there is any more explanations are needed, of course, 5S itself is a separate subject. We need to discuss, and I can say for the whole day. Then only we can understand in detail. I hope it's as a brief you have understood. Fine. Next one is actually with respect to your Kaizen. Again, this Kaizen is really an excellent tool for making the organization to motivate the employees. This Kaizen is nothing but, again, it's a Japanese tool, as is this 5S is a Japanese tool again. So this Kaizen actually, K means your continual and Zen means your improvement actually. This Kaizen you are going to do in the PQCD-SM. That means productivity, quality, cost reduction, as well as delivery, safety and morale. So your continual improvement actually now need to take place in all the areas which are declared here to get the adequate benefit in the organization actually. So here I'm going to give you the mechanism how it happens in that organization. Of course, let me see whether it is opening or not opening. If it's not opening, yeah, it's opening. Very good. So here actually now this Kaizen actually now need to be is nothing but a continual improvement. As I said, it is required to be given by the employees connected with respect to the work area allotted to them. Not only work area allotted to them, of course you can give it to another area also, but as a basic concept actually they will be motivated to give the improvements in their own area, and there will be a team to assess whether the finding is, whether the concepts being given by them is really acceptable or not acceptable. Then you will be, as I said earlier, the committee will review and find out whether it is implementable or not implementable. So once it is found it's acceptable, implemented, actually now in the organization where I served, actually we used to give one pen as a token of appreciation. Actually, immediately as soon as this Kaizen is given by the employee, you'll be given a pen. So as a motivation point immediately. Then once it is done, then the implementation part of it will be reviewed. Implementation part of it actually now will not be, sometimes it can happen within the department. Sometimes it demands for the support from other departments. Actually, other departments need to support in making that Kaizen to get implemented in the area where you wanted to implement. For example, one road is required to be installed, made available in the organization in the shop floor. So when you want to make a path, instead of saying road, it's a path. When you want to make a path inside the organization, obviously the initiator or the Kaizen proposer will indicate that. Once it is indicated, actually the people connected, like maintenance people, like engineering people, then like your finance people. Finance people obviously will be involved in estimating the cost benefit, how much cost is going to get gained because of this Kaizen. And the engineering people who are normally maintenance also will come under them, and maintenance in the civil, mechanical, electrical, the path part of it actually will demand for civil part of it, civil role much. So they will be given the task to make it happen actually. That also time bound, and it will happen. Once once the implementation is done, then obviously it will be estimated by the finance people. Of course, it will be handed over to HR people. HR people will record in their employees name record and all employee records, and subsequently it will be passed on to finance for estimating the cost benefit actually. How much is the benefit this particular, because of this particular case, and the organization is going to gain. So they will decide that, and the as a part of the previous organization where I served, 2 to 3% of the cost benefit or the monthly, the 3 months get 2% of 3-month gain will be given to the employee who has proposed the case, and along with the certificate act. So this was the condition. Of course, this was done in the year say 1994 itself in Roots. In fact, Roots is an excellent company. In fact, I was the first employee, I can say first technical employee quite long back. And the almost all the products which are available in the market connected to them were developed by me as a technical manager. So this was done as a the Kaizen, not Kaizen at that time, it was called a suggestion scheme. So suggestion scheme was the concept. It was that time it's nothing but the same, only the words are different. So the fundamental concept, fundamental base is same, right? I hope this Kaizen is understood, and the format which was connected, of course, the same concept. They have a mechanism, of recording the Kaizen. Yeah. So this is the format. So here actually what is the current process, what are the challenges which you are anticipating in making that Kaizen. So this is going to be given by the proposer actually. Suggested what is the improvement being suggested by them, what is the expected improvement because of this Kaizen, and this is going to get filled by the Kaizen initiator. Right. So subsequently the study will take place, whether the yield is going to, whether it is implementable, not implementable, that's going to get decided. Then the action plan will get initiated. Once it is initiated, before we sign off, the what do you call, the people like department manager, HR, the operation director, this MA management appointee, those people are involved in concluding this particular case. Fine. So now I will just go for next one. Yeah. See, this is another example with respect to Kaizen only. If you see here, this was done when I was general manager quality in the year 1999, 2000. 1992 2006 I was there with them. So if you see here, actually this operation before improvement, actually you have 3 stages actually, with respect to your press part, right? So here actually they use a compound tool they call. So here with this compound tool, actually you will get all 3 processes combined in only one operation itself. So because of that, actually your productivity has improved, cost saving has taken place, it is being done. Because if you are handling the product separately, safety concerns are available, safety concerns can happen because you're going to handle manually. So those things are eliminated by when you go for the combined tool. So these blue highlights which are marked here indicates that is the yield the yield achieved in this particular case. And actually, and this gentleman was the initiator in making proposing this particular case. And so this is another example I'm just trying to give you, right? Okay, so next is your the third one is actually your single piece flow. See, a single piece flow has huge advantages actually. You will have a better control, you will have a very, very good control, better control. You will have an excellent even the rejection, if anything takes place, you can have a effective separation. The monitoring mechanism will be effective. You can see the people control. People can have a good control. Yeah. Yes. So continuous improvement, someone has given, I don't know. Yeah, continuous improvement actually it is continuous improvement actually is a step-by-step approach, and continuous improvement is actually is a straight straight line actually. So the straight line is always a danger. Straight line you cannot practice. If you practice straight line, you will not come to know whether whether we are going to sustain that particular case and effectively or not effectively. The right way is actually continual improvement. This continual improvement actually now was started from the year 1994 onwards. Before that, it is continuous. Even in the management system which are available, they were they all insisting for continual improvement from the year 1994 onwards. Before that, of course, it's a continuous improvement. Yeah. So single piece flow, of course, we discussed, and where it is adopted mostly, it is adopted for the especially automotive industries and your chemical industries, pharma industries. Those places are it is single piece flow is being done where your demand is more and where you want to deliver the products consistently correctly. It is being done. So I will show you one video clip connected to my previous company again. This I took it from the website itself. So this will give an idea. Sorry, it's getting delayed. 1 second. See, this is actually a detergent liquid manufacturing line. You can see the single piece flow. Yeah, so this is only to demonstrate how the single piece flow takes place. Of course, there are many what do you call informations are available connected to single piece flow in the internet, which you can see that, we can view that, and if there is any clarifications, any explanation needed, of course, you can practically explain, interact with me also, no doubt. Fine. Now, actually, with respect to your just in time. See, as I mentioned in the principle, just in time is one of the intended need in the present scenario. So, the intention of going for just in time, ZIT, this again Japanese concept. The point is actually, you will not have any inventory, unwanted inventory in any stage. See, the customer will be demanding for getting that required material from the supplier in a defined time. You need to equip yourself in such a way that you deliver the material expected by the customer within the defined time. If you don't deliver the material within the defined time or mutually agreed time, so obviously the customer will impose the penalty. So here the example which I've taken actually is when I was in the Bajaj Auto group as a business unit head. The different plants are there. One plant is responsible for giving the magnetose rectifiers, regulators, CDA units and all, where in that plant I was in charge for that particular plant only. Whereas the assembly plant will be giving a pull. The dispatch store in the finished product, the vehicle store will given pull for the component store of the magnetose rectifier manufacturing plant. So the defined whatever time is defined, agreed mutually, within that time the dispatch section of the engine, your magnetose rectifiers manufacturing plant need to ensure that the products are dispatched to the customer before that. See, if you don't do that, obviously the penalty will take place. So if you see here the defined quantity, what is the name of the component, how much quantity expected, what time they need to reach. Normally in those situations, I can say it was in the year 2006-7. So the time frame is actually 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock evening is the time of entry of defined quantity for the second shift, night shift. So if it is not reaching, the penalty will come. If it penalty comes, actually your business, your organization profitability will go down. See, the profitability, if it is reduced or deducted, it will get transferred to the employee again. Especially the private industries, actually management will not be interested in keeping the penalty, because it's non-valued. It has happened because of the improper management. If it is managed effectively, the penalty will not get imposed. If the penalty is imposed, that means the concerned employee in the organization is responsible in taking or receiving that penalty. So it will get transferred actually. So I hope it is clearly understood by all of you. So now I'll just indicate the time, I think 1:45, 1:15 here. So we have only 45 minutes left. So this particular case, actually now, if you are in position to go to the website, your slido.com. In slido.com, if you're able to enter this password, you will be able to link and you will be able to declare your Kaizen. So if you declare the Kaizen, it will come here actually. I can see that. So I don't know whether all of you will be able to do that or not. So if you're able to do it, we'll be comfortable to discuss. So Ramerson sir, are we in position to do this?
Let us check with the participants, sir. So
Yeah.
Participants, whether they have to scan this barcode, sir.
No, they can type there. They can type there in the slido.com itself. If they type it here, it will come here. The message will come here. We can use it for our review here.
Okay, sir.
Slido.com.
Yeah. Slido.com. Once you enter there, you can put this number, password. That is 815491.
Dash 815, no, sir.
No, hash will not come.
Okay.
That is number. Okay, if anyone able to do that, sir? Is it easy? If it is going to take time, we will not spend time.
Yeah, it's coming, sir.
Yeah, please do that.
Participants, please log in and share. They can chat us also. They can share the question, but anyhow.
Yeah. Once you type there, it will come here.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No, see, I think there is a misunderstanding. This is not for indicating the questions. See, questions actually now we will indicate last. Actually, here you need to indicate one Kaizen connected to your present professional roles and responsibilities. Any Kaizen connected to your own area, you can mention here so that we can discuss on that to understand how far we have understood. Of course, this question which is marked, how the lean tools will improve the productivity, we'll discuss in the last.
For continual improvement, so what
Yeah.
we are undergoing a ACT sponsored faculty development program. That
Right.
is one of the cases on this.
Which is the ACT program which is being done by you is for the continual improvement.
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
it is done by the organization level or the ACT level. Right. So some questions have come here actually. Freshers recruitment production. No, I think some process recruitment. So what is the process? What is the Kaizen in the fresher recruitment? What is the new thing? What is the continual improvement you have adopted in the fresher recruitment? That's what the message we need to discuss. Improvement in placement of freshers. Okay, fine. What is that you have done in that? Improvement is a generic word. In the placement of freshers, I agreed. What is that you have done in that? Getting knowledge by learning. Okay, fine. What is the, see, everything should be in the measurable terms. Education quality, again, subjective. Fine. Time management for subjective. You need to indicate what is the continual improvement you're really aiming. Pressures, up skills, learn and education quality, up skills, learn and unlearn. Improvement on place of, okay, fine. See, only point is actually, these are all a subjective one, not a measurable figures. Of course, maybe the time frame which was given is too less. Maybe that could be the reason for not giving the proper Kaizen. So I'm sure you will be able, once you read it, once you understand the concept, you will be able to provide it correctly. So you need to practically understand, understand and provide the Kaizen, which you need to do in the due course of time. Fine. So I'll go for the next slide. Right. So here actually the POCO, okay. POCO, okay, is error proofing or mistake proofing. See, you need to do this as a part of your preventive action. So whenever there's a failure in the process, you need to have a mechanism for identifying the root cause, taking the corrective action, and taking the identifying the potential causes and taking the preventive action actually in such a way that this failure won't happen again. See, in POCO, okay, it's a practical way of implementing the action in such a way that the failure won't arise. So if you see here, the example which I've given is actually using check weigher in the packing line of aerosol, installation of weight detectors to detect the cartons without or less number of products. So the example is actually, this aerosol is nothing but a room freshener. This is also one of the product of my previous company. There are about 720 products being made in 9 plants. So this is one of the plant actually, wherein the aerosol 2 room fresheners are made. So here actually the thing is actually in the filling and then in the packing line. So there will be a check weigher which will detect the product weight. Say in one carton, suppose if you say 10, as per the defined one, 10 weights, 10 products supposed to go. The 10 products actually will have a weight of, say, let us assume 100 grams. So if it is 100 grams, so there is a reduction in one product weight. That means 9 grams if it is the 90 grams if it is found, 10 grams less. So obviously that particular box, that particular packing material, carton, will not be allowed to go inside the line continuously. It will be removed out from the line in such a way that the defective products will not go to the customer for the packing, finished product to packing. So it will be taken out. So once you take out, actually you'll understand why there's a failure taking place, what is the problem, all those things you will analyze. So the main intention is you will, when the line is running, the line should not allow the defective product to flow in the line. It should take the defective material from the line and should keep it separate. So this is one of the example actually to understand the POCO. Okay. Of course, each subject, each mechanism which I explained so far, or which I'm going to explain subsequently also, is its own subject actually, different subject. So you need to understand this. I'm just giving within the given time whatever possible examples to make you people to receive the concept, fundamental concept. All the concepts which are explained are common sense oriented. There's no what do you call difficult one, right? So next one is with respect to your SMART goals. See, again, this is one of the very, very important element in the organization to what do you call practice. Without SMART goal, actually, whatever you do, you may not be able to measure it, monitor, and improve it. Actually, unless you measure it, you'll not be able to improve it. Actually, so here, actually, if you say SMART goals in the organization, they call it as objectives performance monitoring process. See, in the smart goals is if you see here, it's nothing but in the graph in the explanation itself available. It's it should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. So these the objectives are nothing but the goals which you are aiming should fulfill these 5 requirements actually. So it is being done by the organization in the form of your PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act. Of course, we are going to do, there is a separate area, I believe, for the Plan, Do, Check, Act. So here, the one which I'm going to explain to you, if you see here, there are about 4 elements. This is actually this one. First element contains 3 areas. These 3 areas are called as your plan. And the second one is nothing but your do. Third one is called as check. Fourth one is nothing but act. So here I'm just going to go and show you how the plan part of it is done in terms of your goals, smart goals. See, if you see here, I hope you're able to see this nicely. See, if you see here, it says number of cases and suggestions. Oh, sorry. Yeah. This is what your first sheet, the point 1 objectives framing. It says number of cases and suggestion. 2 for employee per month is the target actually. It's measurable. What is the parameter? What is the measurability available? How frequently you're going to measure? It is available monthly. You're going to do that. And who's going to be the primary person in taking lead in achieving this? In connect to this QHSE area. See, the QHSE area, the primary people is lab in charge, QC manager, HSE manager, QHS director, and management appointee. These people are primary people in making these 2 cases per month to happen. And secondary is actually who's going to monitor it and who's going to ensure that it is happening. These are the primary leaders to make it happen. He is the man sitting behind, monitoring whether things are happening as expected by the organization or not. So this is your measurable objective. Say 5S rating. So this is QA, the target is 100% they want to achieve in these areas. It is being monitored monthly, and these are all the people connected to that, and these are secondary man. So this is being done as a objectives. So once it is done, it is being circulated to the connected connected people in the organization. That means your internal customers and suppliers. Means actually the organization, the process, whatever, for example, quality, whatever quality people are doing, it should be known to all of their internal customers and suppliers. Like your production people should know, your purchase people should know, your whoever is connected to the quality people, whoever is interested parties connected to that particular department need to be kept informed. So this is objective, and your basis, if you see here, basis, Kaizen, if you see here, basis is number of acceptable continual improvements proposed is the base actually. Acceptable continual improvements proposed is the base. And where we can see which record we can see in this record. IMS F73 is the record which will say about the Kaizen contents, which I shown you also when I was discussing Kaizen part of it. This is being verified by QHS director and MA. This is myself. The point is here, the verification why it is required, it is to ensure the correctness before it goes for the top management for the review, top management or other departments to review. So this is also being done as a part of your planning phase. And if you see here, one more area which is connected to your third point which I mentioned to you is your, you can see that, management program. See, the management program is nothing but your see, the management program will tell you how you are going to achieve this, the proposal, like the proposed case and the steps involved from the beginning to the end. Say, think actually how you are going to make the people to aware, then how you are going to motivate them, then how you are reporting them, then how you are taking the action to implement, those kind of steps. So this is nothing but a management program you will be making for each smart goal which you are aiming. so that you will be able to achieve it effectively. So this is nothing but your part of plan, right? And with respect to the check, do and check part, I will just show you some example. See, you can see here. See, number of cases. For example, your QHS department, 2%, 2 per employee per month they're supposed to achieve. See, this is for May. That is actually for the previous month. This is for 3 this month. That is actually 3 this month. That means nothing but your June. You have achieved 3. When you say 3 achieved, that means your color coding is green. Why the color coding is green? You can see the guideline here. See, it says actually CAPA to be taken if it is less than 70%, and need to be improved if it is between 70% to 90%. If it is more than 90%, it is acceptable. Here it is more than 90%. If the check result actually is achieved, 2 is minimum required. You have achieved more than 100%, I can say. So 3 you have given. So that means your color coding is green, right? Same way, yet to be completed. That is different. This is for the entire plant wise. This is the entire plant wise. So yet to happen, it says. So this is actually, it contains do. Do is nothing but this result. This is what the do result. 3 is the result of doing. And check, this is nothing but your check, color code checking here, as well as a verification done by the concerned verifying authority, which was declared in the planning phase. And your act. Next is your act. Act in the sense, in case if the results are not achieved as per the aimed one, you will go for the root cause analysis. So why we could not achieve? See, you can go for this again. This is your root cause analysis process, your 7M process. If you see here, man, machine, material, then your method, milieu, measurement, and money. So which are the elements contributed for this particular failure, you will be analyzing it, and subsequently you will be taking the corrective action in such a way that you get the result. What were the causes identified? I think again, this root cause analysis also is a big subject. Again, different subject. So this also will have a different time frame. Okay, so this is we are not going to discuss in deep on this, but we are going to understand the basics. Yes, these kind of things are available. I'm sure you people must be knowing also. Maybe in terms of practical terms may not be knowing, but it's not that much difficult. Once you know theoretical part of it, it's very easy to understand. So causes identified and actions planned. So who is responsible and what is the target date planned and actual, you're going to decide. And this is going to be done by you as a part of CFT. See, you can see here, ensure that, these are the guidelines available. I don't want to spend time. Actually, we have many concepts to see still. So I hope it is clear now, right? Right. So now we will go for your next concept. So the SMART goals, which I mentioned to you now, it is happening as a part of your PDCA process. So you need to have a proper goal with a measurability in terms of SMART by considering the terms of SMART, and you need to have a management program in such a way that you plan for achieving it. Then you have a mechanism to do, and you have a mechanism to check whether it's happening as defined, and you have a mechanism to take actions in case of not achieved. And I have given one indication here in case if it is achieved also, if you need to see the continual improvement, again continual improvement comes into picture. 3 consecutive periods defined. If it is if you achieve the result correctly, that means you are eligible to increase your target. Actually, suppose the 5 as rating, you maintained, you kept it as say 90% in the beginning. Then subsequently you are putting all efforts in making that to happen. You made it happen. You're going to see whether you have achieved 3 times 90% or not. Once you achieve 90% 3 times, that means you are capable of increasing further. So you'll be increasing to 92% or 95% based on the results which you have achieved. 3 months data, you'll check how far I have achieved. You will check it. Then you will try to increase the target level. So to 90%, 92% or 95%, you will try to improve. And again, you will put efforts in making it happen. You will make it, we'll do it, and you'll check it and act it. Okay. So this is your SMART goals concept. Right. So of course, this is what the next slide is. PDCA, plan, do, check, act. This we discussed with an example previously, but I'll try to give an example here. See, if you see here, before I go for it, actually, we were talking about the continual and continuous. See, this is a continual improvement tool. PDCA is a continuous improvement tool. See, continuous improvement means actually, your straight line. You will keep on improving without allowing the sustainability, like check and act won't take place. You will keep on going like you're growing continuously. So in case of PDCA, you will have a check part as well as act part. You are allowing the sustainability to take place in this case. So if you see here, the example which you have taken is actually action plan on reaching to office against the objective, the target of reaching to office before 7:30 a.m. It is nothing but actually we need the objective aim is, the person, the employee is aiming to reach to office before 7:30 a.m. consistently. So he has to make a plan, PDCA plan. So at a part of your plan, he has to identify, he has to indicate what time I supposed to wake up, what time I supposed to keep the alarm, what time I supposed to wake up, and what time I supposed to take bath, and what time I supposed to get into the car, and through which road I supposed to go, and these are all the steps involved in achieving the result. This is coming up as a part of your management program also. You're going to list it down. Then this is a part of plan. Once you write down the steps involved in reaching to office action plan, then you're going to do it yourself. You're going to keep the alarm physically. You're going to wake up physically, and you're going to take bath. You're going to get in the car. You're driving yourself. When you are doing, this is all nothing but do. When you are doing when you are driving, you are checking whether you are checking your watch, whether the speed in which I drive right now will take me to reach to the office before 7:30 or not. This is being done by you as a part of your check. When after checking, if you find that the speed is the time available to reach to office is less, then you will increase the speed accordingly. Or even sometimes actually the road which you have already chosen as per your plan may take more time, or some sort of accident or something is going on the road which you have planned already. So you may take an action in such a way to take another road also, but your intention is to reach 7:30 a.m. So that is a part of your act. You are taking, after check, you are going to take an action in such a way, the corrective action, nothing but corrective action you are going to take in such a way to achieve the aim which you have planned. Right? This is a part of your PDCA process. I'm sure you people must be knowing that. So the just basic point in the given time I have explained to you. Okay, so now we'll go for the next one. So the next one is your Gemba. Again, this is a Japanese word. So here the fundamental concept is actually, now you need to go to the spot where the points are going to be discussed. So here, these are the steps, 8 steps of Gemba walk is declared here. Of course, you can go through whenever you find time. So the ultimate point is actually, now you need to go to the spot with the connected people to understand the nature of task which is required to be done. It can be for the failure, it can be for the improvement, it can be for anything. So the Gemba walk, or Gemba walk, of course, it's a walk. You'll be going from before you go to the spot, you'll be walking down and you'll be finding out which are all the flaws available in the process. That is Gemba walk actually. So the ultimate point is Gemba is a spot where the problem exists, or the spot for the discussion actually. Right? So this one is very, very important actually, especially for the practicing engineers, managers, experts, senior executives. So they don't normally go to the place. They will all depend on the points being told by the people. So here, I don't know what is this chart coming. Some sort of polls are taking place, Ramakrishnan sir?
Yes, sir. We are launching some polls for the participants. You go
okay.
ahead,
Okay. Very good. Very good. Good. So with respect to the Gemba point, actually, the senior people, especially the present generation, actually, they don't so interest in going to the spot. They'll all be assuming, thinking that actually, imagining, this is what happening in the spot. That kind of concept exists. That's not the right way. That will not give a real picture for you. So senior managers or the senior employees, anyone who wanted to yield the result correctly, consistently, he has to visit and he has to see the actual situation by his eyes. Unless he looks that, he will not be able to derive the conclusion effectively. Especially for the root cause analysis, in-process failures in the shop floor, people need to go there and do this. Yeah. And I hope it is fundamental, actually, only common sense issue. Nothing great in that. You can go through the write-up which is available whenever you find time. Yeah, right. So here, again, I don't know whether we have time or not. Again, another Slido task framed. Frame a smart objective for your professional growth. So by considering the measurability, if you're in position to write it, kindly write. So we'll have a break also by simultaneously. So now actually in my watch, actually the time is 1:40. So I will break for 3 minutes. So by the time people can write through Slido. As soon as we come back, we can have a look on that and we can move for further tasks.
Yeah, sure, sir. Okay, dear participants, go to slide.com, enter 815491 and enter a smart objective for your professional growth. You just frame one smart objective for your professional growth.
Yeah, I'm back. So I'm just reading for all of your understanding. So coordinating to get the NAC A grade to my institution. Fine. At what time frame? Supposed to come actually. Measurability, of course, is the time frame is a measurability, and the task I clear actually. The objective is clear. Only measurable time frame is required actually. Gain a more, bachelor degree, master degree, UCC net, PhD to be a professor. Okay. When you want to achieve it? Completion of PhD. When you want to achieve it? Create job opportunity for students. For which students? Which period? How many months from the date time of completion of the course you want to achieve? Of course, all parameters which you mentioned, parameters are very good, no doubt, but the measurable targets are required to be framed, part of the SMART objective. I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. Now, I say here, publishing a research paper in 3D printing in SCA journal within 3 months. Very good. This is clear, measurable objective actually. This is very correct actually. This is, I think, this is the first one which it is in complete nature. So we need to plan in this way. Then obviously, with once the objective is framed, in order to aim for your management program, you'll be writing down the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps until the results are achieved, until the act process is over. Then you need to do as per that. Publishing the research paper, my department, all faculty become PhD in the year 2020. Very good. Correct. Excellent. This is very good. So towards this, you are going to make an action plan, and you're going to do yourself to check. Learning, getting knowledge, teaching, sharing knowledge, research, implementation, developing. My God. See, sir, again, I will just tell you, smartness, it should be simple. I feel, don't mistake me, we are all discussing. No one is brilliant, no one is inferior. So we are all discussing actually. So here, this particular objective needs some improvement actually in terms of smartness. Okay, fine. So, fine. Vision actually again, vision is a long-term goal. How you are going to see your organization, in the long term, or they say vision, mission, your policy and objective. These are the steps actually. See, the objective, SMART objective comes as a 4th level, I can say. Vision is the first one. So which one will not give you the objective, measurable objective, need not give. It will give only an aim of the organization, ultimate aim of the organization in the long term or the management level, right? So I think you people must be knowing that. So since you have written vision, I'm just trying to say that. So I hope it's clear. So we'll go for the next one. We have only 40 minutes left, I believe, right? So am I right, sir? 40 minutes left, correct?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll go for the next one. Want to become a principal, dean, or director? When do you want to become a principal, dean, or director? So that is your measurability. Okay, fine. Anyway, I'm sure you people are practicing, people, what you call experts. You will be able to do that nicely, no doubt. Okay, so we'll go for the next one. Thank you very much for the participation in the slido.com. So I'll go for the next one, right? So you are six big losses, right? So this 6 big losses actually, it is linkable with your TPM. See, TPM actually, especially for the, of course, this is going to come as a part of OEE in our discussion itself, I believe. So availability, performance, and quality. See, the loss connected to the availability. See, the unplanned stops, planned stops, right? See, the unplanned stops, planned stops, very clearly available in the right hand side. If you see here, equipment failure. So the equipment actually, they want to use they planned the production to start 9 o'clock in the morning, right? Whereas the equipment is not available. So obviously, whatever you planned, you're not going to execute it. You'll not be in position to execute it. So that is not acceptable really. So you should not allow that kind of failure to take place. So obviously, you're going to go for a preventive as well as predictive maintenance, effective predictive and preventive maintenance in such a way that you are avoiding the equipment failures. You need to avoid. Next one is your setup and adjustment. Here actually it says unplanned stops. Planned stops also you need to reduce slowly. say for example, setup time or adjustment time in the shift changeover or the products changeover. If there is anything available, that should be a planned one. It should be known to you. Say 5 minutes is the setup time, right? If the 5-minute setup, if the 5-minute setup time is permitted, of course, by considering that, you must have calculated your manufacturing time, no doubt. But even then, as a practice, you're supposed to aim for reducing it. Actually, from 5 minutes, how can I reduce my time? Of course, we are going to see that SMED. We are going to see single minute exchange of dice. We are going to see that. So this is this loss also you need to eliminate it. Actually. So basically, we are trying to understand the losses which are available. See, small stops, idling, and minor stops. In the sense, actually, now when the production line is running, of course, the material is supposed to go to the flow, ensure for the flow effectively. If it is not happening effectively, the small stoppages can take place. For example, say one stage, the inspector is supposed to check and give the clearance. Is the stage, let's assume. So if the inspector is not there, or if the inspector has gone to the washroom, you are going to stop. The line is going to stop actually. Or the failure can take place actually if the people are not available timely. When the conveyor is running continuously, if the concerned process owner is not available, it can give a problem actually. So this is not acceptable. And your reduced speed, defined cycle time actually, 10 products per minute supposed to be produced is the planned one declared by your process engineering people, right? So your conveyor speed is set in by considering that 10 products per minute. In case if there is any improper adjustment, instead of 10 products production, if it is reduced, the cycle time is reduced by him actually. So that is not acceptable. These are all the parameters we need to take it as a controllable one, which need to be controlled nicely. This loss is not acceptable actually. And the quality losses, so production rejection. One second. See, process rejection, in-process rejections are not acceptable actually. No, in fact, in the beginning itself, we were discussing about it as a part of your traditional mechanism and your lean mechanism. See, in the traditional way, actually, of course, you will be allowing the rejection to take place. In the lean concept, actually, you need to avoid your aim. Ultimate aim should be avoiding the rejections in the line. By reducing the in-process rejections, actually, you're going to give 100% yield to the customer actually. So because of production rejection, whatever products which you aimed as an outcome, you will not get it actually. 100 products you produced, cycle time, everything is set. 100 products you are producing it, out of which 98 is okay and 2 is not okay. So 2 okay, not okay, is going to spoil your productivity. So that is not permitted actually. So you need to have a mechanism to find out how I can overcome that. You need to find out the root cause, correction, corrective action, preventive action. In the industrial scenario, this root cause analysis plays a very, very vital role. There are different concepts available. Each and every task which are available in the organization actually need to be aimed for 100% perfection actually. So that can be achieved only if the organization knowledge is an excellent level in terms of your root cause analysis process. So your production rejection we discussed, and startup rejects actually. Yes. See, the startup rejection actually, that also you need to define how many rejections for the startup is permitted. Even certain cases, this many components are required to be produced to stabilize the line before you go for the mass production actually. So these things are really required to be defined. You need to define and move further as per that defined one. So suppose 7 components are 7 rejections in the startup period is allowed. It's supposed to be defined by engineering, and engineering people role is to find out the possibilities of reducing the startup rejections with the support of your quality people, or again CFT, cross-functional team, will be framed to reduce the startup rejections actually. So these losses, these 6 losses really are very important losses which need to be taken care in order to ensure the effective productivity. Right. Next one is your talk time. See, this talk time is nothing but actually your organization working hours, available working time per day versus customer demand per day. So it need to be matched by you. You need to even have some sort of cushioning in such a way that you achieve the customer demand, right? So if you see here, you need to optimize the process flow and decrease the downtime by balancing bottlenecks and underperformance identification. Say wherever the underperformance processes are available and whatever the bottlenecks are available. Of course, we are going to discuss these bottlenecks also as a part of our tools. You need to avoid this. You need to avoid the downtime to match to the customer demand time. And if you need to have some sort of cushioning in such a way that you have taken care, the cushioning is available with you in such a way that actually whenever there is a deficiency, you're able to manage or balance with the cushioning available. You need to consider that. So deliver to the customer in a timely, predictable and reliable manner by minimizing the inventory. So these things are required to be done. Of course, again, common sense English. So you need to ensure that the delivery, customer demanded demands for every shift or every day is met by matching to the your time by matching the customer demand with the available time with you. So this is again fundamental. So this talk time is a very, very important parameter in ensuring your customer demand. So this again common sense issue, bottleneck analysis. So in your critical path method CPM method, you people must have studied obviously. So whichever process is giving a problem or not balancing, whenever the line is not balanced, so that process will be, that area will be considered as a bottleneck, and you need to put efforts to balance that over a period of time. So if you see here, I'm sure you must be knowing that, but I'm just trying to give you for making you to fine tune or understand or review once again as a part of our discussions. If you see here, cycle time seconds per cycle, right? If you see here, process A 40 seconds, process B 45 seconds, process C 35 seconds, process D 30 seconds. So here the highest time is taken by process B. So obviously the process B need to be balanced with 30. If you reduce it to 30, then yeah. So if you balance it to 30, then yeah. So you will be able to achieve the reduction in the cycle time, right? So whichever process not matching to the aimed cycle time, it is that is considered as a bottleneck. So that bottleneck obviously you need to avoid, you need to eliminate slowly. So by doing your analysis, improvement, different method, here actually the Kaizen will come in the picture, suggestion will come in the picture. Actually somebody will say, so let me go for a machine one type of machine. Another person may say, I'll go for the machine 2 type, like that. So you'll be identifying, or you will say, instead of having only one person here, I need to put 3 people here, so that my assembly line can cycle time can get balanced. This is fundamental. Like again, I'm sure you must have understood now. So bottleneck analysis is overview. You could get it, I believe. So now your OEE, overall equipment effectiveness, is nothing but a part of your TPM. So I mentioned to you already. So these 3 terminologies, are very, very important in terms of OEE: availability, productivity, and quality, right? So with respect to availability, we discussed which are all the losses available here. So those losses you need to eliminate. And with respect to the productivity also, you need to, we discussed actually the losses which are available that need to be eliminated. Quality also, rejections you need to reduce in such a way that the performance of availability, productivity, and quality are improved in such a way that OEE goes up. See, the OEE also one of the objective parameter. Normally, the organization keep it, and they try to achieve it. The 55%, starting from 55%, they aim In fact, the previous organization where I served with the OE was 85% actually for almost all the plants, I can say. So this is also fundamental for all of you. So you need to ensure that the OEE goes up. This is nothing but actually OEE is nothing but your product of your APQ, right? You will be multiplying all three to get the OEE. So 85% if you achieve, very good. Organization is doing good. Right. So here, with respect to cellular manufacturing, see the cellular manufacturing, you need to aim for working as a cell. If you see here, the photograph, the picture which are available here, in the before condition, actually, it's a batch or improper aligned cell. It is not, I cannot call it a cell. It is actually, it's a misaligned cell, I can say. See the one mismatch, the process one and two, it is some sort of misalignment, I can say. So the working time or flow path is not really acceptable. The flow path here in the after area, you can see, it's going all 7 process, the input and output, input and the processes which are taking place and output which are coming are going in a sequential way. This is an ideal way for cellular manufacturing. So this cellular manufacturing, you need to aim in such a way that you will have a better control on the process. See, there are 2-3 advantages in going for cellular manufacturing is declared here. So reduction in production costs, reduction in lead times, improvement in quality, easy to manage. These things are the point which are practically comes in my mind. Of course, still you can do a PhD in this. So there are a number of informations available, a number of concepts available in this itself. Right. So your next one is your total quality management. Of course, total quality management, people must be knowing. There are many people must be available with you as a people who have done PhD in that. The point is actually, the ultimate point which I'm trying to indicate is actually, management system should be exist in your organization by to achieve your vision, by using your by involving by using the tools and techniques, by involving the employees, right? It's like a triangle, I can say. Triangle vision will be there in the top. With respect to the organization vision, you need to have tools and techniques to make the employees to get equipped such a way that you get the ultimate vision fulfilled. So that is your TQM fundamental. And this the message which I'm trying to drive here is actually, you need to have a better system in the organization in such a way that you drive the vision ultimately by using the tools and techniques whatever best available, and you are involving the employees whoever is available. I mean, employees, all of the employees available in the organization. You are using them you are involving them by using the tools and techniques to achieve the vision. So this is a fundamental one the organization need to have. Unless it is available, the lean function cannot take place effectively. So this is next one is your value stream mapping. So this value stream mapping, actually, the ultimate intention of this value stream mapping is to find out in the process which are all the places the non-value added activities are on, which those things you are going to identify and you are going to eliminate it. You need to eliminate the non-value added process in such a way that you are the value added process are active, are existing in the organization actually. So you need to this again in the normal organization, in the organization there will be a different team for identifying doing the value stream mapping, and they will be having the mechanism of eliminating the non-value processes. So which is very much mandatory as a part of the organization. So these things are mandatory for you when you are trying to match to the customer demand. When the customer demand is X numbers, if you are performing some non-valued tasks, that means you're going to fail in meeting the customer requirements. So even the unwanted inspections can be a non-value added process. that need to be identified actually. Inspection, you should not do too much. And you need to build the process in such a way that your inspection is reduced. The built-in quality is achieved. When you do the built-in quality, obviously the the cycle time considered for that particular process goes down. That's what you need actually. Really, your intention is to reduce the cycle time, so that actually you are not going to perform the non-value task, and that means ultimately you are going to do the tasks which are paid by the customer. The rest of the things you are not going to do. Of course, these are all fundamental for you, I'm sure, right? And with respect to the single minute exchange of dice, right? So here the single minute exchange of dice, actually, which I was discussing a few minutes back when we were talking about our what is that called? I think losses, I believe. So when we were talking about loss, or where we discussed that this particular need, single minute exchange of dice. Yeah, here we discussed your startup time. The startup rejection, startup time we discussed. I think I don't know where we discussed in detail. So anyway, the ultimate point is actually your single minute exchange of dice can reduce your cycle time, setup time, not cycle time, setup time. So setup time actually you're going to reduce by changing the dice quickly. So the dice, in the sense actually not only for the dice, in the process setup actually whichever element comes in the setup area, you need to reduce the time in such a way that you make the setup to complete quickly. So the setup time reduction is one of the ultimate one which the organization need to aim for. Suppose if the what do you call time frame taken for the setup is 5 minutes, that means actually there is a scope for improvement in reducing the cycle time. Setup time. I'm sorry, not cycle. Of course, cycle time overall it will get combined together. But I'm saying that setup time. Setup time, if you reduce it, then obviously you are going to get the benefit as a part of total cycle time actually. Total time you are going to reduce it actually. So for that, this is the concept. As I mentioned, actually it's not only the word is declared as die. This is not only for the die. So the entire tools, techniques, even the employees who are connected to this particular setup period for changing the line change or process change, need to find out which are all the non-value tasks available in the setup process. You need to identify and you need to ensure that it is getting eliminated. Non-value tasks are getting eliminated so that you can change the setup within a minute. So this is what the ultimate aim. Fundamental concept is that. So there are many things written: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and all written. So these are the steps which is recommended by someone, but it's need not be followed in the same way. You can take it as a base, and you can aim for your own improvement in the process. Right. So here actually the wastes which are available normally in the organization in the manufacturing sector. So we discussed defects are not allowed. Defects are going to be eliminated, and waiting time, you need to eliminate. You should not wait. These are all the parts. These are all the parameters which you need to consider for the cycle time balancing. That is actually this is very, very fundamental actually. So unwanted, unexpected waitings, unplanned waitings, you need to eliminate. So the transportation again. So the transportation time you need to minimize in such a way that you make the product to the you ensure the product reaches to the customer timely, and even in the transportation within the line, which we were discussing actually, the batch production as well as cellular manufacturing, we were discussing actually a few minutes back. So there also there are many unwanted transportation taking place, unwanted material movement, unwanted man movement, right? All those things are required to be eliminated actually. So even the motion part of it actually, so again motion movement, again we need to eliminate in the process. So in such a way, these are the ways it's not going to yield any result. Again, overproduction. So you will produce it more than the customer expectations, and it is waste actually. It's not in the need of the customer now. So you're going to keep it somewhere, when you're keeping it somewhere, and of course, protected saving, protected what do you call, protected storage, you will have it, no doubt. But even then, the protected storage also will cost you. So that is a waste. You're going to spend money for storing the overproduced product. Actually, that's not acceptable. Actually, then unutilized talent. This is the main thing. Actually, in the normal scenario, there will be a huge amount of people. You know, in the, especially when the 1 second. Especially in the recruitment time. So the HR people will be, professional HR people actually will not be taking overqualified people actually. So if overqualified people are available in the organization, actually the utilization part of it may not take place correctly. So there will be mind burning within the employee mind. The employee will say that, see, I'm a qualified PhD, I'm ME, Master of Engineering available, but you are not replacing me. You know, the unnecessary confusion would take place actually. So the unutilized talent is not allowed, not acceptable. So you need to fit for this particular position. This is the role, this is the qualification required, this is the experience required, this many hours he has to work. So those things are required to be framed scientifically, nicely, so that this unutilized talent, is eliminated actually. So inventory, of course, we may discussed. There are huge failures, especially in the chemical industries, where when the materials are not available normally in one country. For example, the Saudi Arabia, I can say Saudi Arabia has a lot of chemical plants, whereas many raw materials are not available in Saudi Arabia. So the management, government has taken initiative in ensuring the material availability. They call it as TKT program, something I forgot. So they created a concept now, and they are trying to ensure for the availability of the suppliers for each item. So the inventory part of it actually, especially the chemicals which are being purchased, which I was trying to tell you, the suppliers, other country suppliers, when they are sending the material, actually they will say, you need to buy this much minimum quantity. Unless you give this much minimum quantity orders, I will not be able to supply to you, right? So in that condition, actually you don't have any other alternate other than bringing and keeping as an inventory here in your plant. So that inventory is not being paid by the customer. So this is certain things actually, you don't have any other alternate other than keeping the inventory. The example which I gave you is there is no other alternate other than keeping the inventory. And extra processing, again, it's nothing but your overproduction. It will aim for overproduction. So that also required to be eliminated actually. So these 8 ways you need to eliminate. Right. So the next one is actually your visual management. So this visual management actually plays a very, very vital role in the organization fundamentals. Especially the visual management actually you will have to have a excellent mechanism in the organization to make the employees to aware that actually these are the things happening in your organization. See, for example, this is one of the round table, what do you call, visual management. 3 flaps are there. This was done by me, of course, when I was a AGM quality. This was done for Mahindra Renault. One concept called ASCS was implemented as a part of Mahindra Renault requirement. So here, this display board actually contains 36 charts, which are demanded as per the customer requirement. Those 36 requirements actually, if you keep it, you will understand the entire line progress, whether the line is going correctly or not correctly. We can have it here actually. So normally, the visual management fundamental basics are, within 1 second, actually, you must be able to say whether it is achieved, not achieved, whether it is under progress, that you must be able to understand. So that is your red, yellow, green concept, which I was trying to explain to you also as a part of your objectives. When I was explaining, I explained also. Red means actually less than 70%, less than 70% of the target, and achieved. Yellow means actually only 70 to 90% you achieved. Then green means you achieved more than 90%. That information will be there in the display so that you will understand quickly. Yes, this much is achieved by me. And you need to have a mechanism, you need to spend 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds, you must be able to understand the nature of achievement failure. Why we could not achieve 90%, why we could not achieve 70%. I mean, that information you must be able to, if you, the display should be in such a way that you must be able to grab within 10 seconds. And your action to be taken, who is responsible, when tasks need to be completed, what kind of tasks need to be, those things actually, when you read the board, you must be able to get it within 20 seconds. So this is the concept. These are fundamental thumb rules, the thumb rules for viewing the data. So this will the management, again, common sense issue. Any organization, any customer who is coming from outside, when they see the visual management, they will get impressed, and they will get real they'll show the interest in getting the business, or having the business with the organization. So this is very, very important. I think we have discussed the what you call concepts which are required to be discussed. So now it is purely one question actually. What is the average successful percentage? I think it is asked by some people here. What is the average successful percentage rate of implementing this lean tool in your company, sir? See, I will tell you the example. I can show you the best one is that the what do you call our Mahindra Renault production for Renault logo on car. See, the task of implementing all the tools which I mentioned here was only 3 months. And these tools implementation actually, has a rating actually. The requirement of customer is actually 60% minimum you need to score in such a way that you are eligible to supply. Right? Of course, the activities have been put, implementations have been put in such a way that we scored more than 82% actually. So this time frame actually which I mentioned is purely based on the product, nature of product, and the quality of the people who are available with you, and the quality of the your processes which you are trying to implement. There are many variables. Again, the 7M comes in the picture actually. So those 7M control as well as demand from the customer. So by considering that, you can decide the time frame actually. As the example which I gave is 3 months for the headlamp. I don't know, the people will be knowing that car has got failed, this Logan one. Now it is going, I think it is being made by Mahindra as Veritas, I believe. Veritas or something. Verito, something like that. So that headlamp and tail lamps were done by, of course, I was the leader I was AGM quality for that particular project. So that was done by us, actually, 3 months, as I mentioned, actually. Right. So now kindly ask the questions if there is anything, so that we can, we have 10 minutes more. So if there is anything available, we can discuss actually. Kindly ask the questions. You can type it here, slido.com itself, so that I will come to know the question correctly, so that we can discuss. Yes, sir. Any question next? Any more questions, sir?
Dear participants.
Yeah, is it the time frame leads to incomplete product development? Is it the frame leads to incomplete product development? I don't know. The whoever is asked this question, can you please unmute and talk? Can you just give a clarification on this particular question, please?
So all the objectives which you're going to make frame are time bounded.
Yep.
So is it not leads to incomplete product development?
See, the complete development is the requirement actually, really. See, there is a see the measurability, which I mentioned to you in the planned, the smart goals area. There are three things I mentioned. One is actually, objective. Second one is basis, and third one is action plan. See, the basis is complete product development. Say 2 months, if it is the time frame declared for the product development for X type of product, you need to ensure that the product is developed without any deficiency. If there is an incomplete, that's not completed actually. Then you need to find out the root cause, corrective action in such a way that you eliminate the failures in completing the product development timely. So no incomplete is allowed in terms of your product development process as a smart goal or as a part of objective performance monitoring process. And is the visual management evolve results in all areas? See, again, I'll tell you, for this actually now there will be a periodic assessment, periodic leaders Gemba visit, Gemba walk will take place on one task itself. The boards, each and every department boards, which kind of visual management supposed to be made available in that department. So that will be devised or derived, and a set up for leadership team. They will move around and rate them. How much is the rating for this particular department, that particular department? They will rate it, and the incompleteness of your visuals are getting eliminated, actually reduced. There are many lean tools available in the market. How to select the best tool for any industry? Yeah. See, thing is, sir, actually again common sense part of it, right? See, tools applicability, you need to select. As I said, it is not the hard and fast tool that actually the tools which are explained by me, 17 tools also, 17 or 18 tools only required to be used by you. So you will find out actually, say for example, this is SMED. So single minute exchange of dice is required to be done by me here in this stage. Yeah, because cycle time, the time taken for my setup is more. So I need to go for it. So again, common sense part of it, and you need to have your team members competent enough in selecting it actually. So, any other questions, sir?
So, dear participants, any questions?
Any questions, sir? Okay. So if there is no questions, I'll just give a overview on the company where I run here. So this is the company. My company name is this Assure Management Consultancy. Of course, we perform the second party and third party for these standards, and we give the consultancy for these concepts actually, of course, and training also we perform only for understanding as a part of a process. I just thought of indicating. Of course, this is available as a part of presentation. People can go through that, and if there is any requirement, you can of course indicate. So now that's all from my side. So if there is any feedback or anything required to be asked or discussed, you can discuss. I think we have 5 more minutes left.
Any questions? Now, dear participants, now you can unmute themselves and can ask questions.
Someone has posted how SMED useful for found industries. Yeah. See, again, not only found industries, sir. See, your intention is to reduce the cycle, setup time, right? So obviously, you need to see. Yesterday you have 20 minutes for setup, and today you are aiming for reducing it to 10. Reduce it. Put efforts. Find out. You have tools and techniques. You have the engineering knowledge. Do that. Not only for a found industry. All type of industries it is required. We cannot say it's applicable for only found industry or only for applicable for our chemical industry, applicable for only what do you call automotive industry. We cannot say. Yeah, I hope I answered for this also. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? That's all. Ramakrishnan sir, can we wind up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No,
So
just I want to thank you, sir.
Yep.
1 second. So on behalf of Rajarashwari College of Engineering, on behalf of ACT sponsored ATAL FDP, I would like to thank Engineer S.R. Nathan for sharing his valuable time with us, for sharing all the details regarding this lean manufacturing and the steps involved and comparison with respect to traditional and lean manufacturing and Kaizen principle and PDCA, how it works, and 6 big losses for the equipment. So in major headings, he has covered very good, nice presentation, and it's a very informative session, sir. I thank you, sir, on behalf of our college and our institute, on behalf of our principal and the coordinator. I thank you for your valuable time for sharing with us, sir.
Thank you so much.
And from my end also, we are very much thankful to you. It was really a very nice and knowledge sharing session. Just a request from my end that if it is possible, you can share your PPT with us, sir.
Yes,
Hardly we
madam.
are getting such a detailed information, the way you have explained it with case studies and examples.
Yes, you are right, madam.
Very
Actually,
much
no,
thankful.
thank you very much, madam. You are welcome always. See, the presentation has been shared to Dr. Ramakrishnan already. So you can interact with him and take it from him actually.
Yes.
Okay, sir. I will share it with your permission. I will share.
Yeah, you can share. You can share. No problem. You can share actually. Not an issue. Not an issue.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Nice interaction. Thank you. All the best. All the best to all of you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. To all the participants, we shared the feedback link and the session 3 attendance. Please, all of you, give your feedback, valuable feedback of day 2 and also 3rd session of attendance. Please, before wind up, please, all of you ensure that you have to give the feedback. Feedback and also 3rd session attendance.
About tomorrow?
Tomorrow session briefed by this.
So tomorrow, hello. Hello, I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Tomorrow we are going to start day 3 on Republic Day. The first session will be started by Dr. S. Vinod, Associate Professor from NIT Tiruchi. He is going to deliver a lecture on lean manufacturing industry 4.0. The second session will be by Dr. V.R. Pramod. He is going to deliver a lecture on JIT and Kaizen in lean manufacturing. And third session will be on stress management by Mr. Raju Nambiar and Art of Living, Bangalore. Thank you all. Formally, we are going to wind up the session. 3:45. At 9 o'clock. Tomorrow session will be starting at 9 o'clock sharply. Okay, thank you all. Formally, we are closing the session. So please give your valuable feedback and attendance for the third session, which is shared in the chat box. Thank you all.
So please share the PPTs of speakers.
Yeah, definitely we are going to share the PPT through your mail, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you all.